Hey guys, Aaron Zagarba here, and today, this is a very special video. So, just fairly recently, very recently, just a couple days ago, I got a working VHS camera from 1998. It's a Panasonic, the brand, the model number is the AG 456 UP. Now, of course, that is one thing I despise about a lot of cameras, is they always have some really convoluted, hard to read name. But when I got it from a friend at my church. They found it, they realized they didn't need it and they weren't going to use it, and it was just kind of collecting dust. So they wanted to give it to someone who was going to put it to use. So they gave it to me, and of course I turn it on, I plug it in, lo and behold, it actually works. So I have another one at home. I can't remember what year it was. This one is a 1998. So basically I ended up with this one. And this one actually works. The other one I don't know, because I don't have a battery or anything for it. And the only way this is working right now is because it's plugged up to a wall. It does have the original charger, but it does not have the original battery. The battery is gone. I don't know where the battery is. I'm planning on hopefully buying a battery on eBay. So right now, what I essentially am doing is I have it set up through OBS. Right now, I have it through going through a switcher from, I can't even remember what it was called. I have it running as S-video into the actual switcher right here. And then, of course, I also have the old analog left to right audio channels also running to there. And then eventually running into my PC, which is then connected to OBS. If that makes any sense. There's a lot of trial and error, and I had to mess around with it forever. But eventually I was able to get the S-video to work. So right now, what you are actually watching is actual audio and video from this camera. So this is what it would sound like. I left it in auto mode, because a lot of people are probably going to leave it in auto mode. But this is kind of what it looks like and sounds like. I have not changed any of the settings on it pretty much since I got it out of the actual box. So it even came in its original case, which I actually have down on the floor. It's a very tight workspace right now, so it's very tight and kind of hard to get to. Also, I had to compress it a little bit the way OBS is. Because normally I have it in 16:9, you know, like most people have pretty much everything nowadays in 16:9, and the aspect ratio on this camera is just slightly different, and that's because the aspect ratios has changed. 16:9 now has become, you know, the primary standard for most stuff, besides, you know, obviously things like IMAX and whatnot, but obviously 16:9 is the standard, so that's kind of what I have running, and I'm actually really surprised by the quality. I mean, it actually looks really good. This is actually considered, this camera in particular, would have been considered a prosumer camera, not like your average family cam. Now, obviously, the most popular VHS camera would be, if I'm remembering correctly, I think it was a Sony. But don't quote me on that, in Back to the Future. And, of course, they used it as a marketing kind of thing to advertise for the camera. VHS was, you know, kind of a new thing.
It's truly amazing. A portable television studio.
Anyways, that's the most popular idea when people think of, oh, a VHS camera. But I'm actually really happy that it works and I can actually film with this thing. Now, I do hope to get an adapter. There's an adapter you can actually get And if any of you guys get into analog video, and you don't want to go through the struggle of going through whatever media format it is, whether it's high 8, VHS, all that kind of stuff, what you can do is you can actually go on Amazon and you can buy an adapter. There are full videos that talk about how to do it, but essentially all you do is you plug up all the analog outlets from the camera into this device, and basically what it does is you are able to essentially record on an SD card. Alright, but now I've been kind of changing the lighting situation. So I got the overhead light, like just the regular lights in this room. So initially, when I started the video, I had just light coming in from a window that's literally right in front of me. But now I got the light coming from here. But yeah, I just think it's really cool. Honestly, like, the quality that I'm actually getting out of this thing is actually insane. And I'm gonna zoom it in, show you what it's like when I get real close. And this is, now keep in mind, I just make sure it's just, okay, so keep this in mind. This has actual autofocus. I was surprised that something this old would have something like that. Like, I would think maybe in the 90s that autofocus would be a fairly, you know, new thing. And in my mind, it still is kind of a new thing. But it's crazy. And it's actually doing a half-decent job at, like, keeping track of where I actually am. And actually, like, being able to capture details of my hat. Like, you can clearly tell what is, like, what my face looks like. You can even see, like, you know, my hairs and whatnot. It's crazy how detailed something like this is. And I guess the main reason why normally something like this looks so old is because of the degradation you normally would get with putting it on tape and then running it through multiple different machines and stuff like that, and it just causes degradation and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's crazy. It is absolutely insane, and I am ecstatic about this.